guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do my book collection, so we'll get straight into it. Yeah, so I thought first I'll do like a overview of everything that I've got and just explain to you guys how I store my books. So yeah, I don't have a bookshelf. I was gonna get one, but I decided not to, and I'm just basically just using this, and it's like meant to be like a TV unit, obviously for a small TV, but I obviously have a much bigger TV and it doesn't fit, so I just use this for my books. So yeah, so down the bottom, these are mainly, or most of them, well, yeah, pretty much most of them are like ones that I've already read, which I read last year. But I didn't really read like that many books last year because I started reading like about nearly halfway through the year. So hopefully this year I'll manage to read a lot more. And then obviously at the top I just have just a lot of stacks of books up here. So I've got 3 stacks at the front and then I've got 3 stacks at the back. So I will go through them individually with you guys, go through the books and the ones I've read, ones that I haven't read, and yeah. So first of all, I have this stack down here, which I've read literally all of these last year. So we've got The Ugly Love, which is by Colleen Hoover. This was like average for me, like it wasn't my favourite. It was okay, sad, but yeah. This, When the Crawl Dancing, is literally one of my favourite books. I read the book and then I watched the film, and it was just so amazing, like how they made it into like a movie, and it was so similar. Verity is like my first thriller that I've read. Like, obviously it's a thriller romance, because I mainly read like romance books. You'll notice that like pretty much most of these are like romance. But yeah, this was really good as well, like one of my top reads of last year. Love on the Brain. I didn't really like Love on the Brain, and it kind of like has put me off reading like her other book, which I think is Love Hypothesis, which I have got but I've not read yet. It ends with that. Again, like, absolutely love this book. Like, I went in completely blind and it's just so amazing. Like, I'll never ever forget about this book. And we've got The Dead Romantics, which is it's about a girl and she falls in love, well, with her editor, but her editor like dies and becomes a ghost. So yeah, it is really good. So next we have this stack of books. I've read pretty much all of these apart from one, which is the top one. So Let Down Your Hair, super interesting. About a girl who's got alopecia, and I'm really excited to read this year. I'm definitely gonna try and get around to reading it like quite soon. Seems like really different to anything I've read before. Then all of these I've already read. So 777 Hugo, which I think pretty much so many people have read this. It's just amazing, such an amazing story. One of Us Is Lying. Book Lovers. Wasn't really keen on Book Lovers. It's actually my first book that I read last year and I didn't really like it. And then I've got the Summer I Turn Pretty series. So I've got the Summer I Turn Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, We'll Always Have Summer. The first one is probably like the best one. Like the other two are a bit alright, but not the best. So next I've got on my hardbacks. So I've got 4 hardbacks. Yeah, I think most like my books obviously are paperback. But yeah, first is Midnight Sun. This is like really old, like from like years ago. I think my parents probably bought it for me because I used to be so into Twilight, and I haven't actually read this. It's obviously like super long. Dear Dolly, which I bought recently, which I haven't read yet. It Starts With Us, which is probably like one of my favourite books. I literally love this book. I read it so quickly. I think it's like the quickest book I've ever read, and I literally loved it. And then I've got Carrie Soto's Back, which I haven't read yet. So next I've got, this is literally the Chat Me series, a box set from The Works, which was £15. Yeah, it's not obviously lined up properly, but yeah, it's obviously the 5. I've not got like, any of the other ones, but I think when I read it I'll probably like buy the others, or I'll just read them on my Kindle. But yeah, it's a Chat Me series. So next I think I'm gonna go from like right to left. So here I've obviously got my Kindle, which I bought last year. It's just a normal Kindle Fire, which I do use sometimes, but I usually read like a lot of physical books and not on my Kindle. So this here is obviously the Twisted series. So we've got Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies, and then King of Wrath, which is the new one that's come out. So I've currently read 2 of them. I need to read obviously the others this year, and King of Wrath I need to read. So next, hopefully you guys can see because it's getting a bit dark. So from Luke Off of Love, which I bought recently, which you would have seen in the vlog, These Hollow Vows, 6 of Crows, so 6 of Crows duology, Cricket Kingdom, and then I've got The Silent Patient, The Maidens, which are by the same author, and then I've got The Paris Apartments. So these are like thrillers, which hopefully I can get into this year. Because, like I said, the only thriller I've read is like Verity, which literally was so gripping. So here I have My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I've just finished reading. Then I've got Everything I Know About Love. And then I've got The Way of the Kings, which I think is like 1,000 pages. It's like really long, but hopefully I can get into that. And then I've got Heroes of Ages and The Well of Obsession, I think it is the second book. So we've only got the second and third book in this series, which I got for Christmas. So now we're going to the back section, which all of these I've not read yet, so I'm just going to go through them. Obviously most of these I'm hoping to read this year, which I should do. Like, I'm going on like I'm on a book buying ban at the minute. I'm gonna like not buy any books for a while. I think until like maybe like March. I'm gonna hopefully not buy anything, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we've got A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, which apparently like I've heard a lot of people like it, but then I've seen on TikTok that quite a lot of people don't really like it. So, and it's quite a long book for like a romance. Yes, I've got A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, They Both Die at the End, Court of Thorns and Roses, which I do really want to get into fantasy this year, so I'm hoping to read this soon. Confess by Colleen Hoover, November 9, Losing Hope, which I haven't got Hopeless yet, but I want to get Hopeless because I know it's like conjoined together. But yeah, I do love Colleen Hoover, and I've read Reminders of Him, was my first one I think that I read of hers, and then I've read It Ends With Us, Verity, and Ugly Love so far, and obviously It Starts With Us, which was the new one that came out last year. But yeah, I do want to get through the others. So like I said, The Love Hypothesis, which kind of put me off because I read like Love on the Brain when it first came out and I didn't really like it. Malibu Rising, I do want to read like more of Taylor Jenkins Reid this year because I only read Seven Husbands. Then I've got some of the House and Night series. So I've read Marked, but I haven't read the others yet. So this is obviously the first 4 books. Then I've got The American Roommate Experiment, which came out last year, which is the second one to the Spanish Love Deception, which I haven't read. I haven't read either of these yet. Then I've got The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. Obviously these are all romance. I think all of these are pretty much romance now. Then we've got Daisy Jones and the Six by Tony Drinkers Reid, which apparently is meant to be really, really good, so I do want to read that soon as well. Gilded, which I think it's like a retelling, like a fairy tale retelling, and it's kind of like fantasy / romance. You've Reached Sam, which apparently is meant to be really, really sad, but I'm excited to read this. Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Neon Gods. And then I've got Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, which are really, really big books, so I do want to read them soon because I've heard so many good things about them. But that is all of my book collection that I have. I'm really, really hoping to read like a lot of them this year because I do have, like, you can see I have a lot that I've not read yet. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.